Hi, it's Amanda reporting to you live-ish from the floor of my 600 square foot apartment to share something special with you. It's special to me, and I hope you find it interesting. It's a little bit of a time capsule. I mentioned in my first video that I am an art school dropout, and so I have here, buried from deep within my storage, is my old art portfolio. It says Art Institute of Houston on it, but I assure you there's only one assignment from the Art Institute of Houston in this giant portfolio. Most of this consists of my high school work, my senior year high school work, and then my one assignment from the Art Institute of Houston, and then my portfolio that I submitted to the Art Institute of Houston to get a scholarship. That's super impressive. You'll hear that story. And then my community college art school work, there's some of that work in there as well. So this is part one. I will share with you today just some of the old high school work I did. So I graduated from high school in 1998 and went to art school in 1999. So we're looking at a decades long past history of work that I've done. So hopefully you'll find that interesting, and see you at the end of the video. All right, let's see what we got here. So I have some figure drawings that I did. My art teacher, she used to make these giant concoction sculptures of all kinds of things. Bike parts, mannequins, all kinds of creepy stuff. You'll see there's like a bottle and like a skeleton hand. Maybe you can see that. It's like a mannequin hand holding I don't even know what. More bike parts and bone pieces and things like that. We did a lot of gesture drawing and drawing what we observed. This might be like some part of a bike or some sort. More bones, bone pieces. This might be a spinal column or something. I really don't know what any of this is. This one, there's like some leaves and a skeleton hand and some sort of scarf or bike part. Again, just all kinds of stuff in that piece. This is like a mannequin bust and probably some other kind of like bike part thing. So I think those were made with like pastel sticks. I know that they are all over my hands now, so so I have some like big drawings here, huge drawings. You can kind of see the skull there in the pencil, so I can show you. In the 90s, I think our art teachers met us where we were in terms of the grotesque, I guess. Here's like here's a ton more drawings, again, like sculpture stuff. Definitely some bones in there, and I don't know what else. Here's like a line outline of probably the same thing or something similar. More line outline drawings. It's a big silhouette of a head, I think. tell. I'll stop when I get to something interesting. This one's pretty cool. Using like dark charcoal pencil. Again, if I touch this, I'm gonna wear it, but this one's pretty cool. Just of some crazy still life. More just like outline drawings. Part of a bike. Yeah, there's definitely like a bike handle here. There's like some palm leaf thing. Here's a tire. Proportion wise, I don't know. I don't know that I've captured anything. But some skulls and things like that. So I know. I went from skulls to roses. So I went from skulls to roses. What else do I have in the old portfolio? So I have some perspective drawings. You can see that. More crazy sculpture stuff. I guess I really liked doing this because I kept a lot of it. And then here's like some figure drawings, so we'd have like other students sit in class. No idea why Charlie Chaplin's here, if that's Charlie Chaplin, but it's an interesting one. Again, more sculpture stuff. And I've got another perspective drawing here, like an actual color this time, so you can actually see. There we go. Some actual sketchbook pages of me trying to draw an eyeball and a mouth. I don't know that I did very much like learning to draw. I know I did find a how to draw comic book characters book in this portfolio, but I really didn't focus on drawing people. I've kind of avoided drawing people, if at all possible, but that's going to change. I'll fix that now. I've learned the error of my ways. You got to learn how to draw people. You don't have to do anything except for pay taxes and die, but yeah, I've drawn the Mona Lisa. And here's another sketchbook page. Surprisingly, did not find the sketchbook in here, so I'm sure there's probably more practice pages of me trying to draw people, but no idea where those are. Oh. Here is a picture I drew of this band. They're called the Lunatics. If you know, you know. So I was kind of like a gothy riot girl back in the day, so I liked feminist music. And I still like feminist music, by the way. So can tell my drawings are well cared for. charcoal figure drawings. Getting it all over my hands. So more charcoal. It's a figure drawing of one of my classmates that looks like an American president. Benjamin Franklin? I don't know. It's a picture of me or somebody else sleeping at my desk. Wouldn't be surprised if that was a self-portrait somehow. More sculpture-y stuff. I imagine a lot of these sketches are probably from my senior year of high school. I have in here, I could not do this without bringing a shout out to a dear friend of mine that passed away in high school. His name was Gabe Stevens. And you can see this Polaroid here. I don't know. So a Polaroid, for those of you that don't know what the heck a Polaroid is, and I'll probably just share a picture of this because it's hard to see with the camera. But back in the ancient times, they had a camera. You could just take a picture and the picture would slide out in this like film. I know, I feel like I must explain that to the younger generations. I think they still have cameras that do that now. Like, I'm overreacting, I know. And I have like some old articles from my friend Gabe that passed away. This is a ceramic piece that I made, and it's on this. It was on the side of the art building for years and years and years. Eventually, they did take it down. But you can see here's an article with the art piece in it. And it says Amy, but that's not me. But this is my piece, and some other students contributed their pieces to this memorial too. So that's my pride. I did a lot of ceramics in high school, and I did a lot of ceramics in college later on too, like so many ceramics classes. But ask me if I have any of my ceramic work. I do not. Here's a graphic design that I made for our school. Me and some students in the building, and little iconic, the bus, the gazebo, little iconic locations. So my junior, senior year, I did a lot of graphics arts classes. I actually did get into a graphic arts job my senior year, which was pretty cool. I worked for like a sports bag company. They made bags, like canvas bags for like sports teams and things for that, like schools and things. So like, you know, your high school teams and stuff like that. So I would like design the logos like based off of the customer's recommendations, and then I would do the screen printing too on the canvas. So I have a story about that. Another figure drawing. I actually really like that one. That one's pretty cool. More figure drawings. More figure drawings. More students that look like American presidents. And I got lots of these, just like highlighting shadows and stuff, but just not using like outlines, just to identify like shadows. Pretty cool assignments. You know, I think my art teacher might have hyped me up a little too much though. she really encouraged me to go to art school, and I want to say that I gave it a fair shake, but I didn't. I had no plan. I didn't know how I was going to pay for it. I had a really terrible car. I had a 1999 Chevy Cavalier. No, I don't think it was a 1999. Couldn't have been a 1999. It had to have been like 1990 or something. I mean, it was an old car. I had to keep putting water in it to like get it to start. That's how old it was. And oh, this is fun. This is a perspective drawing I did of downtown San Antonio. This is definitely my senior year because these are the clubs, the Bonham Exchange and Joe's Volcano. These are clubs I went to when I was a kid. Turning into an adult, rather. Another drawing, perspective drawing. Well, not perspective drawing, but just figure drawing. And another like house sketch, like using ink and marker. I found this comic book, How to Draw Comics, from 1995. I don't know that I've delved into this at all. But now I have it, so I might challenge myself to do something out of this book. And speaking of the screen printing job, this is a screen print that I made, and it's a story about my wife. So I won't go into the whole long story, but I met my wife when I was in high school. She lived in California and I lived in Texas, and we just met through a mutual friend one summer, and we became close in high school. We haven't known each other this whole time, but like we've known each other for like 25 years. And now we're married, so there's a long story behind that I might get into one day. But I remember in high school, I had this graphic arts job, and my girlfriend at the time, we were kind of, long distance dating or whatever, wanted to have like this nickname of Roach. It's the 90s, okay? So just, play along with us. But I decided to make this graphic, and I did it in like French because I was taking French classes at the time. And I screen printed this, and she has one of these somewhere, or had one of these somewhere, but I still have this one that I made her. So that was kind of fun to dig out and for us to talk about and like reminisce on when we knew each other in high school, and we're kind of dating then. Obviously that didn't last because I was going off to art school and trying to figure out how to pay for art school. Almost forgot one thing. This is an oil painting I did of butterfly. I was pretty proud of this. I really wanted to be an oil painter. When I was a kid, I was very, very obsessed with Bob Ross and oil painting, and I had a neighbor who would oil paint in her garage, and she would invite me over. She'd let me watch her paint or like play with the paints and stuff like that. So when I was in high school, I really wanted to get into oil paints. I love the smell of oil paints. Like, I love the smell of the cleaning solution and all that stuff. So I'm a little bummed I don't have the infrastructure to do it now, but maybe one day. I really hope you enjoyed my little journey down memory lane of my high school artwork. It certainly was informative to me to see how my style was all the way back then, and kind of compare how the similarities are to my drawing and painting styles then as opposed to how far I've come now. So in the next video, I will be showing the art portfolio that I made for the Art Institute of Houston to get my scholarship. And that's a silly, interesting story, I think. So I hope you join me for the next video to see more of my work. Thanks for watching.